Today, the Duchess of Cornwall undertook 2 engagements in London. The first was to the Haven in Paddington, a referral centre to deal with victims of sexual assault. And the second was to Kilburn Police Station, where Her Royal Highness met police officers specially trained in dealing with victims of sexual assault. Her Royal Highness last year visited the Rape Crisis Centre in South London, where she heard from victims of sexual assault who explained to her how the help and therapy they were getting there at the centre was helping them to move on with their lives. This is an issue that Her Royal Highness was particularly keen to raise awareness of. She was profoundly moved when she visited the Rape Crisis Centre in Croydon. It's something that affects men, women and children, and it's very important that this issue gets acknowledged. At the Haven in Paddington, Her Royal Highness met staff and then went to the forensic suite where she met medical staff and doctors who collect evidence from the victims. Her Royal Highness then went to the counselling suite where she met medical professionals who provide emotional support to victims.
Cases where they just can't bear it.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, and you have to support them through what's best for them, because at the end of the day it's their long-term goal and where they want to be and how it's going to affect them. We just need to let them know that we are here as a service regardless if they have a forensic examination or not at that point.
Essentially, this was commissioned by the Havens because we're aware that although rape and sexual assault are terribly common, only a minority of people come forward to report it. And as you've seen, as you've looked at the research, is that there is quite a bit of a blame culture, which it's great that is being debated in the media, because clearly, while women, men need to take responsibility for what they do, no one should be raped. And we want to also tell people about the Havens, because as you've heard, people can come here without necessarily involving the police. We're never going to judge them. We're here to provide support and help and put them on the road to recovery.
At Kilburn Police Station, Her Royal Highness met specially trained police officers from the Sapphire unit. She then toured the facilities and saw where victims give evidence before attending a private briefing.
As I sort of briefly explained in the other room, the cameras are here, so we'd always sit a victim here. This is the main camera, which I'll show you in the next room, which will focus in on the victim, and then a police officer will sit in here, and that's it. So it's quite private, and allows them to tell us what's happened to them.
Do they realise they're being
Yes,
filmed?
we point it out, absolutely, yes we do. There's also microphones on the walls around here, so we definitely explain to them that
because so it's quite inhibiting sometimes if you know you are.
It is, and some people decide not to have this option and decide to provide a written statement instead.
And what about the children? Do you film them?
Yes,
as well?
we do. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
So we can sort of various options there, and it records onto 5 discs.
And so when you have small children being interviewed, it must be quite difficult, isn't it?
It is difficult, and it takes quite a bit longer than obviously interviewing an adult, because you have to get rapport with the child so they're comfortable in speaking to you. So
and they know they're being filmed.
Yes, they do.
Although so they don't ask if they can come and see themselves afterwards.
We do usually come and let them have a play around, let them pretend, and one of us perhaps goes in so they can have a little demonstration of how it all works, just to put them at ease, really.
Yes, to make
but children usually like things to do with technology, and they're usually better at it than we are. So exactly, so we just let them have a play round and then obviously move on to the interview.